This is the Hotel Del Coronado in San Diego, California. This place is famous because of all the movie stars that used to come here to play back in the Golden Age. And today, JoAnn is taking a tour.
It was constructed in 11 months. 11 months? How could that be? Well, fair number of workers. Our climate pretty much worked every day of the year. We had electricity. Remember, 1887. Now, electricity was very novel at that time, and they weren't sure whether it was going to work or not, so when they put the wires in the hotel, they put them in pipes to kind of help protect them. And they also plumbed the hotel itself, just in case the electricity thing didn't work out. Early 1900s, before electric lighting was common, and it was used in large commercial buildings and factories. So the steep vertical part that we can't see is glass. So that always faced away from the equator. So in our instance, it faces north. And then the steep roof part blocks the hot southern exposure sun. Before we leave, I want you to look at our beautiful bar. That bar is from Hotel, 1800s hotel, that was being torn down in Whitehall. Do you see any trees? Not a one. So they had to go up to Northern California, the Pacific Northwest, and the Midwest to buy lumber, and much of the lumber was floated down along the coast on rafts. And here's a picture of the bar. It's in its original location in Pennsylvania. Wizard was L. Frank Baum, who wrote The Wizard of Oz. And he was from Chicago, but once he gained wealth and notoriety, they would spend winters here. He and his family loved Coronado. They spent quite a bit of time at the hotel, and then eventually they rented a house nearby. Well, he thought the main dining room should have crown chandeliers. So he designed this crown chandelier, and they hung for many years, but they never quite gave off in a flight. So they were eventually replaced. But this is the only one we have remaining, so now we're taking good care of it. Pretty cool, right? And at one time, this was called Flirtation Walk. Oh. I guess staff that have rendezvous in the tunnel. The architect's name was James Reed, and he convinced James to come out. And, Elijah was busy selling all the lots, managing all the financial parts and everything. It has over 700 pieces, and they only had to replace 6 pieces. And then re-let it and put it back in, and you can see the brick around it. There are over 100 windows facing the side, and they had to replace about 2/3 of them. And since it's with historic restoration, they had to replace them with wood windows. Unconventional, exuberant, and my favorite, willful irregularity. He started investing in San Diego and Coronado. Within 2 years, he owned the hotel and most of Coronado. Mr. Babcock stayed on for a few years as general manager, but then he and Mr. Spreckles had a falling out. Well, Mr. Spreckles continued to live in Northern California. That's where his home was. His family lived, his parents lived there. Well, his home was destroyed by fire in the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. His wife put her foot down. We're not living here anymore. So they came down, moved into the hotel. Well, he needed a home, and he was understandably concerned about safety, having survived that earthquake and fire. So he found an architect, Harrison Albright, who had experience with building with reinforced concrete. His house across the street, which is now the Glorietta Bay Inn. So his home was the tall building in the background. It was converted to an inn in the 1940s. So, but the original home was in the background.
Wow. Look at those crowns.
So those are the lights that replace the outright bomb shed. But it is used by groups and weddings and things like that. Before COVID, they did have a Sunday brunch every Sunday. I don't think they're going to bring that back, but they did have like an Easter brunch and Mother's Day brunch. And one of the reasons we talk about on this tour is it was used as a backdrop for the movie Some Like It Hot. And Billy Wilder, before they could stop him, had him cut a couple of the branches of the tree. And when you cut the wood, there's like a red sap or resin, like a dragon's blood, and there were cameras on the ground. And he had to send up to LA to get new cameras.
Served him right for
That's
cutting the
right.
branches out of the tree.
And as I
Dragon don't play.
And as I mentioned, all the outdoor scenes were filmed here. All the indoor scenes were filmed in Hollywood. And since you've all seen the movie, you know that the storyline takes place in Florida. Well, the mayor of Miami was not happy that it was filmed here. And the mayor of Coronado responded, well, some might like it hot, but not hot like Miami. And then the mayor of Coronado then went on to remind him that we didn't have mosquitoes, we don't have hurricanes, we don't have alligators. So there.
Thanks for watching this latest video, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I try to release a new video once a week, so subscribing and ringing the bell will notify you as soon as a new video is released.